Morning, everyone. No, I'm not Jim Gilmartin, as you probably recognize. Jim sends his apologies, and he's not here this morning. He had a minor operation on his foot earlier this week, and at the moment he can't put any weight on it, so he asked me to stand in for him today, which I will do my best to do. But greetings, everybody. A very warm welcome to you. Thank you for coming this morning. We have an exciting program, as we always do for everyone. And we also thank our speakers for being here as well. It's Dr. Biernacki from the ECCL, Kim Gade and Karen Greiger from Lee Health Military Support Program, and Jody Walburn from the Blue Zones Project. So we thank them for being with us today. Before we actually make a formal start, let's please stand for the flag of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Hurrah!
Just before we start, I know that Jim, on the last occasion here, mentioned, of course, the fact that we enjoy such a wonderful quality of life here. And it's really sad, it saddens me greatly, to see and hear what's going on, in the war between Russia and Ukraine. I know that Christoph, who was born in Poland, probably has an even greater affinity for this than we do. But all I would simply say is that, whatever we can do, even if it's small, by supporting the Red Cross or by, other organizations that are working very hard to assist in the Ukraine, then whatever it is, I'm sure every little will help, and I think we should certainly consider doing that. So, having said that, I'd like to move forward with the program today. Dr. Biernacki is indeed the director and professor of the Bauer School of Music and the Arts. He and Dr. Michael Barron, who is also a colleague of Christoph's, I personally know very well. I hope they won't mind me saying that, since their involvement at the Bauer School of Music, it really is astonishing what quality of students they have managed to bring into the School of Music. I don't think it's wrong to say that the attractiveness of what goes on at the Bauer School of Music has really brought, the top cream of so many musicians to the school, and it really is recognized now, not just here in Florida, but actually amongst all the universities in the United States for those quality aspects. I've been fortunate enough to go along to the wonderful auditorium that they have there, which again is just simply incredible, and is indeed the one of the top auditoriums for listening to music in the country. And the quality of what I see there, and I'm sure the other people who see there, you've heard me mention this here in the past, is just wonderful. And I'd like Christoph to tell us a little bit more from his insights about this venture that he's been on and his work at the Bauer School. So Christoph, over to you.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you, everyone. Good morning. I am absolutely delighted to be here with you this morning. Thank you very much for your kind invitation. Thank you to Alan and the rest of the ECCL community for inviting me to share a few words with you today. My name is Christoph. I'm the director of the Bauer School of Music and the Arts. And yes, I was born and raised in Poland. So if you see very unusual spelling of my name, that's where it comes from. Of course, this is a traditional spelling for Christopher or Chris in Poland. So if you see all these Z's and S's, I'll buy a vowel, please. Okay? But I was born and raised in Poland. I lived there for 18 years of my life. when I was 18, I emigrated to Canada, where I spent 16 years in Canada, where I met my wife, where I did all my school. I went through all the universities in Canada, so it was a wonderful chapter in my life. However, in 2005, I took a job at the University of North Florida in Jacksonville. So I moved from Vancouver, British Columbia, all the way across the continent to Jacksonville, Florida. And I spent 14 years at the University of North Florida in Jacksonville, where I was a professor of voice and opera and the assistant director to the School of Music at the University of North Florida. It was a wonderful place for me, wonderful home for us and our family. So that was my first initiation to Florida, so to speak. It was 14 years. But then in 2019, where the opportunity opened up here at the Bauer School of Music and the Arts at FGCU, I applied for the position of the director, and I was very fortunate to get it. I consider myself extremely lucky, privileged, and honored to represent the Bauer School of Music and to work with your wonderful community and be a part of the Southwest Florida community here, because this is truly a special place. I was in North Florida for 14 years. It's wonderful, but considerably different. Here in Southwest Florida, we have this wonderful region that supports the arts. This is what's so special about us. And as many of you know, because I see so many familiar faces in the crowd, many of you do come to FGCU for various performances, projects, arts events. So we are a School of Music and the Arts. So the Bauer School of Music umbrella, so to speak, encompasses 4 programs. That's music, art, theater, and digital media design. We also have the Wasmer Art Gallery, which is actually 2 galleries. So the Bauer umbrella, it's an umbrella organization, so to speak. So you may know us as just a School of Music, but we're actually music, arts, theater, digital media design, and art galleries. Digital media design just got moved to School of Entrepreneurship. So starting from July 1, our digital media design offerings will be happening at the School of Entrepreneurship. However, arts, theater, and music stay under the Bauer School of Music and the Arts umbrella. So in the 3 years that I've been here, 2 of them were a pandemic. So you know how that goes. We had to shut everything down, all of our performances, all of our presentations, all of our offerings, everything had to be stopped. Teaching sculpture online, teaching dance online, teaching ceramics online, that was an interesting journey to take. However, what's astounding that in literally 3 days, we went from Tuesday to Friday, we switched the entire curriculum to an online university format. On Tuesday, we taught everything face-to-face. By Friday, we were at University of Phoenix. It was absolutely amazing how quickly that happened. And the amazing thing is that it happened actually very well. So we have adjusted to that challenge very well. However, there are some serious considerations on the horizon, and that is a dip in enrollment. We've been very fortunate at FGCU that the enrollment has not actually decreased. We're one of very few schools in the country where enrollment actually stayed steady throughout the pandemic and actually increased slightly. So we're at 16,000 students at FGCU right now. So our enrollment has not dropped. I just met a colleague from the University of Missouri. Their enrollment dropped by 50%. So that's catastrophic, as you know. So we've been extremely fortunate. And as I always say, is that a university is a reflection of its community. It is thanks to you and thanks to our community that we maintain that enrollment that the university has done so well. As you know, we celebrate our 25th anniversary this year. So FGCU has been here just for 25 years. Bauer School of Music and the Arts has been here for just 15. So it's 25 for FGCU and it's 15 for us. So it's quite astounding how far we've come in the last 15 years. So Bauer School of Music started in a little portable module trailer with just 4 little rooms in 2006. The incoming class was 29 students. Right now we're at 200. And we could be at many, many more. It's just that our facilities do not permit us to accept any more students because we have nowhere to put them, so to speak. So this was supposed to be a little video, and it does play. So as it plays in the background, you'll see a few images here. The sound is not working here today, but that's fine. You still see some images here. That's me with a mask, of course, just doing a little testimonial for recruiting purposes that we send out to our students earlier on. So please think of us as an umbrella organization that encompasses art, music, and theater. We are 15 years old for music, 20 for art, and 22 for theater, actually. So it's quite a wonderful place to be. Many of you have been to our performances and our art exhibits, our theater plays. So we're looking at the post-pandemic new normal. In music, we're looking at increased recruitment activities to make sure that we really maintain that threshold of students, that we maintain about 200, 250, maybe even 300 students. We're looking at starting a graduate program in music. We are particularly successful in music therapy, music education, performance, and a Bachelor of Arts in Music. So just a couple of simple statistics. In our music education, we have a 100% track record in placing our students in jobs. So when they graduate, they can literally get a job over a weekend. It's quite wonderful. In music therapy, we're one of 3 music therapy programs in the state of Florida, and only 2 which are at state university systems. So Florida Gulf Coast University, as you know, is a state university school, so we are on par with FSU, UF, UNF, USF, and so forth. We're one of the sister schools. Tremendous benefits to being a state university system school, and that really bode well for us during the pandemic, because the funding continues, the support from Tallahassee continues with very few restrictions. So it was a great thing to be a state university system school, especially during COVID. Also, in the art program, we're looking at accreditation. We have 5 retirements in our art program coming up. In the next 3 years, the faculty is 8 full-time faculty members in our art program. 5 will retire in the next 3 years. So as you know, that's a major turnover in faculty. It's going to be a completely different art program 5 years from now. In theater, we're looking at more recruitments and accepting a bigger class of incoming students. Just a few brochures here that we usually send out to students. Music is a limited access program, which means our students have to go through a very rigorous addition process. We have additions tomorrow, and it's a whole day event. It's just 2 academic programs at FGCU that have additions or placement exams like we do, and that's music and athletics. So we do very scrupulous addition process, just like athletics do. So they show up on a Saturday morning, they stay with us for the entire day, and they have to have interviews with the faculty, they have to have a music examination with the faculty where they do a music theory exam, a music history exam. They have to do a playing addition, which means they have to play on their instrument or they have to perform as singers for the faculty. They spend the day with us, and only at the end of the very rigorous full day, we can either offer them acceptance to the Bauer School of Music or not. Most of our students are scholarship students, which is quite wonderful. This is also what's so special about the Bauer School of Music. We are an endowment school, which means we have about a $10 million endowment, which allows us to operate relatively well with mostly foundation funds for each year, and this is a wonderful thing to have, because of course, in addition from the state funds, university funds, we have our own endowment money, which allows us to offer interesting opportunities for our students, and it allows us to offer high scholarships to our music students as well. Art program is a traditional art program here that covers art and design curriculum. So traditional curriculum, very much what you would see at other schools: drawing, printmaking, painting, sculpture, ceramics, graphic design, typography, photography. So a beautiful place. This was one of the draws for me as well to come here from University of North Florida, is that this is not just music, but it's also art and theater. So we get to do all these wonderful and beautiful things with our students. In digital media design, we specialize mainly in the on-screen design things like interactive design, video game, web design, animation, typography, photography. Sustainable design is included in as well, design theory. So there's a lot going on. Just so you know, that program started with 0 students in 2019 when it got accredited. In the fall 2019, they already had 67 students.
Wow.
Right now, they're at 274, and that's in just 3 years, right? A year from now, they will be at 350, and 2 years from now, we'll be at around 500. That's how fast this program is growing. And it's also an indication of what's going on in the community, in the world, globally actually, is that all of us have to have some sort of a digital component in our curriculum. And this is what we learned from the pandemic in all of the programs, is that we have to continue to offer virtual digital offerings, right? So it's either adjust to this new normal or perish. It's just what it is. So even in music, we are switching everything into kind of a half hybrid, half digital, half traditional face-to-face delivery. We offer a lot more online courses in all programs. We make sure that all of our performances are streamed online. We are increasing funding and resources to offer more music technology courses, more virtual and digital art courses, even digital theater, believe it or not. This is how the world has changed. Interesting statistic just came out from some of our data analyses. The fastest growing university in the state of Florida is which one? What do you think?
FGCU.
FGCU? Not quite, but thank you. What other university? What do you think? What would you say?
Miami.
Miami, okay, yeah. Any other ones?
Central Florida.
Central Florida, all great schools, all big schools. The fastest growing institution in the state of Florida is Full Sail University, right? Full Sail, because most of what they do is virtual. And most of what they do is digital. They do digital art, digital music, digital theater. And the statistics are off the charts. And what's happening at FSU, UF, UCF, UNF, FGCU is that our numbers are either stagnant or slightly lower, and at Full Sail they're up in double digits. Because what they offer is virtual, especially in music, especially in art. So this is a major lesson for us to how we go from here. So exciting time at Florida Gulf Coast University, especially at the Bauer School of Music and the Arts. So as we celebrate our 15th anniversary, I'm very proud to tell you that we have undertaken a facilities expansion. We are at about 200 students in music right now. We could be at 250, 300, 350 easily because there is a demand in the region. We are the only school of music between Tampa and Miami. So we have, a market share of a good chunk of the Southwest Florida. So we could have quite a few students more. However, our facilities, as wonderful as they are, they're already too small. So as many of you know, this is our existing music building. It was endowed with a gift from Alan and Marilyn Chorist. It's called Bauer School of Music because of the last name of Marilyn Bauer Chorist, who was Alan Chorist's first wife. So they were very passionate about music therapy and music in general, so they started the endowment and established a gift to build this building. This building was built just 10 years ago, and as you know, it has a wonderful recital hall, Utopia Recital Hall, which we love, as Alan mentioned. It's a beautiful place, and it's pristine acoustically as well, so we really love it. However, this building is already way too small. It was built for about 150 students. Right now we are bursting in the seams. I have double basses in every corner. I have a piano in my office, which should not be in my office. I have harpsichords stuck one on top of another. I am not kidding. So I have a green harpsichord on the bottom and the brown harpsichord on top of it because I have no place to put it. So what we're hoping to do, we're hoping to expand the music building to double its size. So existing music building ends right here. So this is the wall. This wall right here is right there. So we're hoping to expand the building by about 35,000 additional square feet of space. We're looking at primarily instructional space, so more classrooms, more practice rooms, more studios, more dedicated rehearsal halls specifically for music, as well as some sort of hybrid performance space which could serve as a large stage theater for the music program, the theater program, and other programs at FGCU, even presidential addresses, congregations, graduations for the university, right? So those are just basic renderings of the addition to the music building. So the existing music building ends right here. So the glass facade will continue with an additional extension, doubling the existing music building to what it is right now. This is how it's supposed to look from the front. Those are preliminary renderings. And this is how it will look when it's finished, more or less, give or take, right? Those are just architectural drawings to get our donors excited about the entire project, right? So this is how this will look from the front. You may remember there's this traffic circle right here, right? So all of that will be gone, and we're creating this arts corridor plaza here which will combine both music and the arts complex as well. So this is how we hope this will look in the evening during a beautiful performance, so that Arts Plaza is open and facilitated for traffic. I mean, just people moving and not traffic, right? So this is how we hope the building will look like when it's finished from the inside on the music side. This door still exists here in the Bauer School of Music as we have it right now. So we're hoping to add this additional long wing, 2 stories, first floor, second floor with practice rooms, studios, large 3 classrooms. And the theater will sit approximately 400 to 500 seats. When we prepared for this, we completed a very comprehensive feasibility study, which made it very clear that there is a significant need in our community for a mid-sized theater. There are 53 performance venues in Southwest Florida within either 20 to 40-minute driving radius. 53, and that's including some churches, the churches that offer performing arts series and so forth, right? But 53, that's a lot, right? However, there's a huge niche for a mid-sized performance venue for about 400, 500 seats. We have the Barbara B. Mann, we have Artist Naples, and we have a whole bunch of little venues all over the region, but nothing kind of mid-size. What we also hope to accomplish is to put a beautiful extension, a whole facelift to the existing arts complex. So you're looking at the arts complex right now, where the Wasmer Art Gallery is. This is how this will look like when it's finished. So this is the proposed Arts Plaza right across from the School of Music. We're looking at about additional 10,000 square feet of space to accommodate the expansion of our art galleries and the permanent collection for our arts. We've accumulated literally hundreds of thousands of artworks and pieces donated to us from various sources, some from donors, some from organizations, and we have no place to put them. So exactly the same problem right now, right? We have wonderful things to do and opportunities for our students, but we have no storage, no facilities to place them in. So this will also allow us to change our existing designation of Wasmer Art Gallery into the FGCU Art Museum. This will also allow us to start a Bachelor of Arts in Museum Studies and Art History. So this will spur additional interesting curricular offerings, and this will also recruit more students to our program. So the proposed inside of this gallery will have actually 2 additional galleries, one further ahead as a main exhibit space, and a smaller gallery to the side here with high ceilings and plenty of wall space. So those are the projected things for the next 5 years at the Bauer School of Music and the Arts. I am very proud to tell you that we are starting our fundraising campaign for this initiative. The campaign starts actually this year. Tomorrow, it just so happens that tomorrow we have our gala, which celebrates the 25th anniversary of the FGCU and also looks further to the next 5, 10, 25 years from idea to impact as a new fundraising campaign and a new initiative of success for FGCU for the next quarter century. This is actually starting tomorrow. So the fundraising campaign will be started later in the year. Just a few interesting figures. When we started looking at cost projections for this facility about 1.5 years ago, this expansion was priced at about, give or take, $13 to $15 million. We were looking at about $400 to $500, maybe even $600, $700 per square foot of this facility, because this will be a highly specialized, dedicated facility specifically for music, so those spaces are a lot more expensive. So 1.5 years ago, it was about $400, $500, maybe $600, $700 per square foot to build this expansion. Right now, because of COVID and what's going on globally, we're looking at about $1,000 to $1,200 per square foot. Absolutely astounding. So what we are hearing from our friends is that what was supposed to cost about $13, $15 million may cost as much as $45, $50 million. And that's including the art expansion as well. So those are sobering figures. However, we believe that there is significant capacity here in the region, so we hope we can pull this off. I've got a two minute warning sign from Alan here, so I'll be delighted to take some questions if there are any. And thank you again for taking the time to listen to my short presentation.
Yes. Would anyone like to ask Christoph any questions?
Yes.
I just have a comment. I was surprised to find that a few of the members of the jazz band and the basketball band aren't even music majors. One in particular, if I remember, is the stand-up bass player. He was a nursing student.
Yes.
But he was outstanding.
Yeah. Well, thank you for saying this. This is exactly what's so special about our school, is that you don't have to be a music major to take advantage of these wonderful music opportunities. We have quite a few non-music majors playing in our bands, in our orchestras, singing in our choirs. Our university choir is 80 singers. About 40–50% of them are non-majors. The orchestra, we actually, just last night, I signed a waiver form to move our orchestra from Tuesday afternoon to Tuesday night, so we can accommodate for non-major players and community players, because there's a strong demand for it. So you're absolutely right, our pep band or basketball band is about half of them are non-majors, and they are wonderful. So those are the opportunities that we can offer to our students. Go ahead, Pete.
You've published a list of public events that one can attend, and where will we find them?
Yes, well, the brochure, I think, is here.
Yeah.
If I can grab one.
Yes, there is.
So we publish beautiful and very colorful brochures every spring. We are just finalizing a new one for the next upcoming season. Everything in this brochure is included for your review. This is an entire season at a glance. This includes art, music, theater, all of the events taking place at the Bauer School of Music and the Arts. All of this is available online as well. If you just Google the Bauer School and the season, put Bauer School and season, everything will come up. Most events are free. Some are ticketed as well. We have the professional Nisida concert series, where we invite about 14 professional artists to perform on the series each year. All the student events are listed in the brochure as well, so we are just finalizing a new season this month, so the new brochure will be coming out in about April, May.
You're a busy guy.
Okay? I'm sorry?
You're a busy guy.
Yes. I talk fast and I say a lot because there's just so much going on, right? There's just so much going on, absolutely. Any other questions?
Yeah.
A lot of energy.
Yes, go ahead.
I just wanted to say our nephew graduated from Full Sail, and he does documentaries.
Yeah.
And he's been doing very well with it. Is it Disney? He's with me. Yeah.
It's a very interesting school and a very interesting curriculum, how they do it. They've really figured out that 21st century model of doing things mostly online and really focusing on the digital format, and that works very well for them. And of course, the pandemic sped everything out by about 10–20 years. We didn't do Zoom, 2 years ago. Right now, everybody's tired of Zoom, right? So it's a whole different normal right now. And let me assure you, nobody's been affected by the pandemic more than music, art, theater, the performing disciplines.
I have one other question. Where do you get these brochures? Do you put your name on a list to
We can bring some here. We can bring some boxes here as well.
I have
had
several here at previous meetings, because I'm such a fan of the Bauer School myself. And some of you may know that I wrote an article which appeared in the first of our Great Restero community reports about the wonderful work that goes on there. So we will definitely make sure that we have the new brochures available, but there are still a number of events that are still coming up in April, so they're there for you.
Thank you.
Anyway, let's...
Our local library would be a great place. We have a number of different venues that distribute their material.